If I could ask everybody to grab a seat, please, and we'll commence the evening. Just a couple of logistical things up here in the Park View room. Bathrooms are on my right. Exits, if there's an emergency, you'll see the green signs on my left, on my right. Tonight, we welcome you all to the Central Coast Cricket Night of Nights. During the evening, we'll be presenting the Alan Davidson Trophy to the Central Coast Cricketer of the Year. In addition to this, we'll be also presenting awards to the champion player in all 14 competitions, as well as presenting the CCCA Men's and Women's Team of the Year. There are a number of representative awards to be presented, as well as off-field awards for services to cricket, Volunteer of the Year, Club Champions, and Club Administration Award. We'll also be inducting 2 life members of the Central Coast Cricket Association this evening, and announcing our new inductees into the CCCA Hall of Fame. We would like to thank the Central Coast Leagues Club for sponsoring this evening. We have a number of apologies tonight, and they are Alan Davidson, Ernie Trigg, Dale Eggleton, Rick Julian, Bob Archer, Trevor Allison, Cameron Eve, Brett Rankin, Ed Camilleri, Jeff Drury, and Matt Coles. We wish everyone all the best for the evening and hope that you have a wonderful night. I'd like to call the CCCA Chairman, Gary Birkinshaw, to come to the stage to address and formally welcome guests. Gary.
Righto, thank you very much for that, David. And welcome everybody to the presentation night. Fantastic to be back here. Last year, unfortunately, due to COVID, we weren't able to hold a presentation night actually in person. We had to do it live streaming, so it's great to have a good audience here tonight. Just first of all, I'd just like to thank our special guests, and just bear with me, we've got a few of them. Justin Avendano and Lauren Smith, both very, very highly acclaimed cricketers with the obviously with the Big Bash, and also Lauren with the Women's National Cricket League with New South Wales. Our life members over here on my left, it's always fantastic to have our life members here. Been great servants, and every time you get together, it just reminds us of the amount of work that you've done in the past to get Central Coast Cricket to where it is now. And we've got Diane and Phil Dale, David Smallman and his wife Jan, Cole Easy and his wife Faye, Bruce Shelley and his wife Grace, and John Gifford and his wife Judy. If we could just put our hands together for those life members. Thank you very much for being. Last year last year actually we announced our Hall of Fame. We haven't actually had an induction yet. We're going to have a special presentation of that. But pleased to say we've got our first Hall of Fame member here tonight, and Peter Davidson and his wife Margaret. So I'd like to welcome them as well. From Cricket New South Wales, we have Neil McDonald, Sharon Beck and David Winiata. The Triple CA Executive, Gary Kavanagh and his wife Vicky, Glenn Rollins and his wife Anne, Marion Williams and Jack Wilson. We're also pleased to have our past chairman, Paul Deves. It's great to have you in the audience, Paul. The work that you did for Central Coast Cricket as chairman, and just not only chairman, all the roles. And I've taken over you as chairman. If I can do half the job that you did, I'll be very, very happy. Also, just like we want to thank our sponsors, Diggers at the Entrance. It's been our major sponsor for a number of years now. We held our junior presentation there last night, and they've been wonderful supporters of Central Coast Cricket. Everything Sports through Jay and Wayne there, they've been fantastic. Kookaburra, Sports Coast Trophies are represented tonight by Ben Sunshine. Star 104.5, we've got Cassie and Ali here with Star 104.5, and I've got a bit of a soft spot for Star 104.5 because throughout my career in sports admin, when Star 104.5 started, we've actually been with Cassie ever since then, so I think that'd be nearly 15 years or thereabouts. So fantastic that you're great supporters of sport and the community in general. So welcome along tonight. So thank you. We've got Team Laird Sportswear represented tonight by Mark Laird, Cricket New South Wales, and our sponsor for tonight, Central Coast Leagues Club. And it's fantastic that we've got their director, Ray Sutherland, is here with us tonight. So Ray, thank you very much for sponsoring tonight and also making this room available. So thank you very much. We're also lucky enough through cricket to actually get really, really good media coverage. And like we mentioned there through Star 104.5, but a lot of the media outlets give us good coverage in all three of the traditional forms. And We're pleased tonight to have Hakoon Barry from Central Coast News and Scott Levi from ABC News here tonight. So thanks very much, gentlemen, for being here. And we also want to welcome our New Life member. We mentioned Glenn as part of the Central Coast executive. We've got Greg Smith and his wife Diane and son Mark are also here, so welcome to you. And also fantastic to see a table full of family and friends of both Greg and Glenn, who they're going to actually be able to witness a fantastic achievement that's going to be afforded to two fantastic servants of Central Coast Cricket later on tonight. So welcome to all you. It's certainly been another challenging year this year. First of all, we had the COVID pandemic, which probably back in September, we didn't know when we were going to be playing cricket, didn't know if we were going to be playing cricket, but we eventually started, albeit a month later, and then we managed to have a competition up and running. Things was going well till probably a couple of weeks ago, and then, as seems to be the case, a lot of the times the rain came. So we're disjointed at the start, disjointed at the end, and unfortunately we were unable to get our lower grade and our junior grand finals on. Really disappointing, plenty of coverage about it. Unfortunately, we can do a lot of things with the executive, but unfortunately we can't dictate when it rains. But hopefully we'll get a few days of fine weather and be able to get our first and second grade grand finals on this weekend. But overall with the competition, we actually ended up having 101 senior teams, which included 15 women. 14 competitions, 2 women's competitions. We had 1,232 players, which included 168 women. And another pleasing was we had 103 junior cricketers who progressed through and have played senior cricket as well as juniors this year. So that's fantastic. We're creating a really good pathway, and all the clubs should be congratulated on the work that you do to introduce your juniors into the senior ranks, and it certainly bodes well for all clubs for the future. We had some certain highlights through the year. We had the expansion of the female cricket to 15 teams. As I mentioned earlier, we had 2 competitions, and it's going really good. And the other thing I'm pleased to announce with the female competition is just the demographic age-wise change. We're starting to get some girls now coming through from our junior programs into women's cricket, and it's certainly strengthening that competition. We had the introduction of an over 40s competition, so we're bringing the youngsters in. We're also giving an opportunity for some of those senior players now. We had 6 teams, and we've heard nothing but positive reports on that, and it's great to see the older gentlemen running around. And I said there's someone explained to me the other day, for every Ash Hardy that runs around still diving to stop those fours, we've also got the other ones who are quite happy to let them go to the boundary. We had the Thursday night T20 competition, and was certainly, I think that's a winner. I think that'll continue on. Some little teething problems we need to sort through, but I think that was really good. There was one particular night where we had all 4 games being played at the Tuggerah Complex. Games were finished, everyone then standing around out in front of the canteen having a drink together. I thought that was fantastic for the social occasion, and we look to expand on that next year. We mentioned Tuggerah. What a fantastic facility that is. It's something we've been crying out for cricket on the Central Coast. We've now got that. Now we just need to work with council. We want to put more and more cricket on that facility. It'll get better as it gets along and those trees get a little bit higher. We hosted the New South Wales Country Championships, which was a fantastic achievement out of Tuggerah. Certainly couldn't have been any hotter or probably any windier, but that was good, and it certainly tested the cricketers, but it was certainly good looking around and seeing the spectators coming along and trying to find those 3-foot high trees to sit under. We had the Opens rep side. They defeated Newcastle for the first time at a country championships. Unfortunately, it was a bittersweet that a bad hour the day before prevented us from winning the championships, but certainly a feather in the cap, and hoping for that representative side, that'll hold them in good stead moving forward. We fielded 7 representative teams, including 3 female sides. We had good representation of state teams. We had Alex Patterson, Scott Birkinshaw, Tegan Kavanagh, Ryan Fanning, Piper Hook, Emily Cross, Alicia Bates, Grace Dignam, Harrison Townsend and Nick Toohey, all selected to represent their state teams at their respective age levels. We also had Alicia Bates, got invited to be in the women's big BBL bubble. Didn't get a chance to play a game, but it was certainly an experience for her to be in that environment. It's certainly a restrictive environment it was this year. We had the veterans hosted the state over 50s championship. The first time they've ever done that, and what a great event that was. 32 teams playing over 3 days across the coast, and thanks to all the clubs, and congratulations to the veterans for running that. And they also won the Division 1 title, so well done to all those players who played in that team. We had Dave Granger and John Davidson invited to umpire in Sydney grade cricket this year, as well as umpiring the regional bash finals and the Colts and Bradman Cup Carnival. It's certainly been a long time on the Central Coast since we've had our umpires progress through to umpire at that level, and there's a couple other umpires there who certainly could get that opportunity moving forward. So well done to Dave and John. We were able to live stream our major events, the T20 finals, also the one-day final, last night's presentation night. We're actually live streaming this event. So whilst we may be restricted in numbers due to COVID pandemic and room size, this doesn't stop people from being able to tune in and watch all our major events. So thanks to James and Dave Winiata for doing that. And I think probably one of the big highlights this year that really pleased a lot of people, and that was the return of afternoon tea. We're extremely proud of our female pathway and the way it has grown over the past 12 months. We can now offer female-only cricket from beginners through to first-class cricket. I doubt there will be many other regions that can lay claim to this. We will not sit back, however, rather look to continue to grow the female participation. Our goal is to have a female player from the Central Coast reach the highest level, having only played female cricket. And if you look at some of the talent coming through our Girls Sixes, Female Youth League, and also our women's competition, there's no reason why this cannot happen. Player development that we're also pleased to announce that Central Coast Cricket has just agreed on a partnership with the Stars Cricket Academy, which is run by Neil DaCosta. For those who don't know, Neil is a well-renowned international cricket coach. He was the private coach of Michael Clark, Phil Hughes, and currently with Marnus Labuschagne. So he's actually now, the partnership's going to look to see the talented players from the Central Coast be given a transparent opportunity to develop his or hers through a proven and reliable platform to become a professional cricketer. So there's going to be more details that are going to come out with that soon, but the partnership's going to deliver scholarship opportunities for our young talented players. I'd like to thank our executive in Gary Kavanagh, Trevor Allison, Bob Archer, Marion Williams, Jack Wilson and Glenn Rowlands. You probably don't see the work that they do behind the scenes. It's a pretty tiresome job at times being on the executive. But one thing I can certainly guarantee you is that even though some of the decisions you may not agree with, these people on the executive, they're all Central Coast cricket people, all want to see Central Coast cricket improve, and the decisions they make, you may not always agree with them, but the decision that they believe is the best for Central Coast cricket. In saying that, I'd also like to thank our outgoing executive members from last season, in Paul Dees, which you just spoke about, and also Stuart Owens, certainly made good contribution in their time. Also, there is now an opportunity that the annual general meeting is coming up in July. There's going to be a couple of opportunities on the board, so there's a fantastic opportunity there for people with like-minded people who want to get on the board. Plenty of people have a say. Now's your time to get up, get out of the cheap seats and come and make a difference. Also, I want to thank Gary Kavanagh and Sharon Anderson and their competition committee. They do a fantastic job in running the competition. It's smooth. I'm chairman of the competition, chairman of the association, and I don't have too many issues with them. They run the competition. They do a fantastic job, so thank you to them. Veronica Brown, our women's coordinator, fantastic job, Veronica. You've got the women really going well, and you work really hard in that space. Look forward to that improving. And I mentioned last night, for those who don't know, Veronica has just completed her Level 2 coaching through Cricket New South Wales. It's an invitation-only program, and Veronica was the only female who was part of that program. So congratulations, Veronica. I want to thank Alex Patterson and Jeff Drury, our Zone Academy coaches, doing a good job there, and also to Scott Birkinshaw and James Smith, who are our regional directors of coaching for the male and female. So thank you for that, doing a good job with the youngsters coming through. I want to also make a quick shout out to Jack Wilson. Jack's taken on board as the administrator this season, had some big shoes to fill, but he's doing not too bad. But he's working very, very hard, and I think that communication that is very, very good. So he's been very good tonight in organising this. So well done, Jack. It was all tongue-in-cheek, that first part, but well done. Put your hands together for Jack. Also a big shout out to Dave Winiata, who's the Cricket New South Wales cricket manager for this region. We're extremely lucky to have David in this role. He goes over and above what he has to do as part of his duty with Cricket New South Wales for what he does with Central Coast Cricket. I know a lot of David's contemporaries who work in other regions, and I can honestly say that David's the best that I've come across. So, David, thank you very much for all the work that you do. And finally, they're all the people who work behind the scenes. But our competition and our association wouldn't run without you people out there and everyone who plays the game. So to all the clubs, the flexibility you've shown this year to deal with a pandemic, with no fuss, you just get on. Sometimes we tell you to do things you don't like, but you just get on and do it. To the coaches, officials who take on those thankless roles, thank you very much for that. To the players, the parents, the partners, so we wouldn't be where we are without you. So thank you very much for that. And in closing, thank you very much for the season pass. We look forward to seeing you again next year. Good luck to everyone's up for award tonight. Make sure you enjoy your evening. And David, thank you very much for hosting tonight. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Gary. There have already been a number of competitions which have been decided this year, and we'd like to congratulate the following winners. The first grade one-day competition, Narara, Wyoming. The first grade T20 competition, Warnervale. The Glen Roland Shield under-21s, the entrance. Third grade, the entrance. Fourth grade, Terrigal Matcham. Fifth grade, Lissara Rimba Black. Sixth grade, Wyong Gold. Seventh grade, the entrance blue. Eighth grade, Kincumbra Boca. Women's A grade and women's B grade, Wyong. And the Masters over 40s, Terrigal Matcham. Please put your hands together for those clubs. Just before I go any further, award winners this evening. Over on my far left is the Central Coast Cricket Association banner on the far left-hand side. Merrily will go across and take your photos over there. So if you could proceed from stage across the banner on the far side. Once you're up, awards been given and we'll take a photo. If I could ask Gary please to come back on stage. The first award tonight is the Malcolm Chalmers Services to Cricket Award. This award is named after Malcolm Chalmers, who is a life member of the Entrance Cricket Club, having filled the role as president for a number of years. He was the Gosford Wyong District Cricket Association Secretary from 1983 to 85, prior to him being tragically killed in a car accident. In 1986-87, the Malcolm Chalmers Award was first awarded, and after initially being presented to a club based on the administrative performance during the year, however, it's been subsequently changed to be awarded to an individual who has given outstanding service to the CCCA. The winner of the Malcolm Chalmers Services to Cricket Award started playing for Tukley in the 1960s before playing for Dawson from 1978 to 1980. It was from 1974 that he laid down his roots with his beloved club, Lissara Rimba. Over the next 4 years, Paul was not only a player but also president, 2 stints, secretary, selector, curator and storyteller. Not content with his roles at Lissara, he became involved with the CCCA, joining the executive for 2004 to 2006. With the association going through difficult times, he joined the executive in June 2015, along with the late Dave Fraser and the new executive, was instrumental in turning around the CCCA fortunes. He became vice president in 2016-17, before assuming the chairman's role a year later, and continued in that role until he stood down from the executive this year. He's always available to assist, and this has been demonstrated when he's assisted with the preparation of wickets at Tuggerah and the lead up to major events. He has been a strong advocate for Central Coast Cricket and is a worthy winner of the Malcolm Chalmers Service to Cricket Award. The 2020-21 Malcolm Chalmers Service to Cricket Award is awarded to Mr. Paul Deves. Paul, would you like to come to stage? Paul, I don't need to say too much. Please say something. First of all, congratulations on behalf of all of us. And as someone that's been around you for a long period of time, I couldn't think of anyone more deserving. Paul Dees.
Thanks very much, Dave and Gary. I haven't got much to say. I'd just like to thank everyone, those involved with Central Coast Cricket. It's absolutely fantastic, as Gary said, to see so many people here tonight. I really hope this weekend we get first and second grade in and we have a really good result for cricket. You know, it's been a pleasure to be involved with cricket here on the coast for the last nearly 30 years. I don't tell too many people I'm a Tukley gumnut originally, but that's where I came from, and it's been a good journey. I wouldn't do anything else, so thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Paul. Yeah, Paul, go and get your photo taken. Thank you, Paul. It's now time for my colleagues at the back to discuss and introduce the CCCA Team of the Year.
Thank you, David. the CCCA Women's Team of the Year. I'd like Gary Kavanagh to come to the stage. And as your name's called, if you can come up to the stage, please. Rebecca Callan, Northern Power. Amy Cunningham, Lizra Rimba White. Jacinta Crawford, Wyong. Jess Holmes, Lizra Rimba White. Rochelle Davis, Wyong. Sally Oman, Southern Spirit. Tara French, Terrigal Matcham. Crystal Osborne, Northern Power. Emily Humphreys, Terrigal Matcham. Eliza Thompson, Wyong. Liesl Collins, Southern Spirit. And Danielle Thorpe, Lizra Rimba Black. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2020-21 Women's T20 Team of the Year.
Congratulations, and to all of you, if you'd like to go over the left and we'll get a photo taken. Thank you so much. Guys at the back, is there any chance of getting any light into that corner, please, where the photos are being taken, if possible, please? And now it's time for the CCCA Men's Team of the Year, which has been selected with input from the CCCA first grade captains. This year it's been greatly contested and there's a lot of worthy recipients. Gary, if you could stay. The male Team of the Year will consist of 6 batsmen, 3 pace bowlers, 2 spinners and a wicket keeper. Once the players' names are called, if they could come forward and collect their certificates and remain on the stage. The CCCA Men's Team of the Year is as follows.
Adam Taylor, the entrance. Ben Cohen, Lizra Rimba. Ryan James, Terrigal Matcham. Simon Keane, Warnervale. Chris Shepherd, Warnervale. Liam O'Farrell, Southern Spirit. Dylan Robertson, King Avoca. Luke Dizerens, the entrance. Callum Dunkley, the entrance. Mitch Starkey, the entrance. Alex Patterson, Terrigal Matcham. And Josh Bridge, Terrigal Matcham. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2020-21 First Grade Team of the Year.
Thanks, guys. If you could head over to the left to get your photo taken. Please, Gary. Gary's getting a good run up here. Just wait for the guys to leave the stage and we'll announce the next award. The CCCA Umpire of the Year award is named the Phil Kirby Umpire of the Year. Mr. Kirby was a well-respected umpire on the Central Coast, umpiring many hundreds of competition and representative matches, both senior and junior, during his umpiring career. He was president of the Umpire Association for 14 years, was made a life member of the Gosford District Cricket Association in 1996. This award is voted on by the CCCA first grade captains. Over to you, Gary.
Umpire of the Year nominees: John Davidson, David Granger, Mark Ronson. And the winner of the Phil Kirby Trophy Umpire of the Year, John Davidson.
Thank you, John. Did you want to say something, or you? Yeah, no, you're getting a good one here, Gary. The CCCA Captain of the Year award is named the Alf Debnam Captain of the Year. Mr. Debnam was president of the Gosford District Cricketers Umpires Association from 1979-80 to 1994-95. Was made a life member of the Gosford District Cricket Association in 1992. He was awarded the Australian Sports Medal in 2000 for his services to cricket. This award is voted on by umpires. Gary.
Captain of the Year nominees: Chris Archer, Daniel Friend, Simon Keane, Alex Patterson, James Smith. And the winner of the Alf Debnam Trophy for Captain of the Year, James Smith, Narara, Wyoming.
Please thank Gary Kavanagh. The next awards are the CCCA Veteran Cricketers of the Year. I'd like to call Bob Newman, Veterans Cricket Representative, to on stage to present these awards. Bob. Central Coast Veterans Cricketers had another successful year with multiple teams competing in regional and state championships at both over 50s and over 60s, and from this had a number of players selected to represent New South Wales in over 50s, over 60s and over 70s. The Veterans also hosted the over 50 State Cup on the Central Coast and won the Division 1 competition, the first time that this has occurred. Well done to all of our veteran cricketers. This year we have 2 awards to hand out. The first award is the Central Coast Veterans Over 50s Cricketer of the Year, and the winner is John Toohey. The second award is for the Central Coast Veterans Over 60s Cricketer of the Year, and the winner is Charlie Charlton. Charlie, would you like to come up? Well done, Charlie, and thank you, Bob, very much. Next, it's time for a short interview. Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time to talk to a success story coming out of the coast. With this player having started his career here with Terrigal Matcham and moving on now as North Sydney's first grade captain and Sydney Sixers BBL player. Would you please welcome Justin Avendano? Love to see you. Thank you for coming. That's great.
Thanks for having me. I didn't know I was speaking to them about 2 minutes ago, so thanks for having me.
Not a problem. Back to back. Talk to us about what it's been like. It's been an extraordinary year at first class list A in T20 cricket. what was the whole season like in the Big Bash? It must have been a little bit interesting given what was going on in the world at the time, Justin.
Yeah, it was, but also I came into it pretty new, as the first class guys had to be there since sort of August in the bubble, which was not easy. So the restrictions actually eased when we went into Big Bash. We were allowed to go out to cafes in some areas. But the guys who have been playing for Australia, like Josh Philippi, he hadn't been home for about 6-7 months. So they're the guys that really took its toll on. I was lucky enough to go in December and then sort of come out of it in mid-Feb. The other guys, like Josh Philippi, is still in quarantine. He hasn't been home for about 9 months. So they're the guys that's taken its toll on. So I've been very fortunate.
I think I read quite a lot about Aaron Finch in particular, another person who was victim of that not being home for ages. And I've read some stories this week on websites about AFL players from last year who are in the same boat. They didn't go home for months and months, and they couldn't handle living in the hub. So it's a extraordinary situation we all find, and yourselves find yourself in.
Well, we were very, very lucky, as I told a few people tonight, that with the Sixers, we were very flexible on the do's and don'ts. And so we had our rules we had to follow by, but then also, if little things went here and there, they were extremely flexible to make us hub life as easy as possible. So we were very fortunate. The culture in the group was amazing throughout the year, because you could see other teams. We stayed in the same hotel as most of the teams, so you could see other teams struggling, other players struggling day to day. We were always pretty good. We had a great GM and a great system in place to make us go back to back, because in those conditions it's tough.
Did you expect that you'd ever spend so much time in Canberra as a cricketer?
I wasn't there so much, but I played cricket for ACT, so I don't mind Canberra. But we won 2 from 2 there, and to be back at the SCG for the final was great. So we didn't have to go back to Canberra, which was nice.
And to be fair, it is a magnificent cricket ground, Monaco Oval.
It's
a superb place.
I got lucky enough to play there twice this year. I didn't do too well, but it's a good place to play.
It's always good when the Sixers win, let me tell you. And
Correct.
that's over there, but it's fantastic. Talk us what it's like playing cricket alongside Big Carlos, and another one who's a really interesting guy. I've heard a lot about him from different people. He's playing cricket next to Daniel Christian. Can you talk about both of those guys?
Yeah, so Carlos Bradley, what an interesting character. I don't think I can say too much about him here on stage, but
there's a surprise.
He's got to be one of the most interesting characters I've ever met in my whole life. He would do anything for anybody. He would throw me balls either on the bowling machine or on the sidearm. He's so grateful for his time. And the other one there is probably Jason Holder. You've never met a guy who's worth millions of dollars, and he's so gracious with his time, his effort, everything he does. He's just one of the best people. Apparently he's the best person in international cricket. So having him for even just 2 weeks was mind-blowing. In DC, he just comes with a lot of experience. Wherever he goes, he wins. He took my spot this year, so I wasn't too happy. But he was a great person to be around. And same again, everyone on the team was just extremely grateful with their time, helping out the young guys, as well as being one of the older heads.
It was a very talented side, and he also executed particularly well on almost every occasion. It was a pleasure to watch. It always is. It has been great to watch the Sixers, but your execution was outstanding this year. Did you talk about in your post-match debriefs about that sort of execution and where you'd got to and the level that you got to? And there was a clear gap between yourself and a lot of the other sides.
Well, we actually sort of pride ourselves on having the best team on paper, because there's no big stars. Like Josh Philippi's come through the grades obviously outstandingly well, but after that there's not a whole lot. So we pride ourselves on being sort of the underdogs, because each player has their day. Where the batsmen average 20 or bowlers go at 8s, each and every game someone has a standout performance to get the job done. And that's what we did this year. Everyone just played a role in every single game to get us over the line. And we won, I think, 6 out of the 14 round games in the last over. So it goes to show we got it down to the wire. We were the team that won. And it was just those little 1%ers from one individual on each day who got us over the line. So
Jordan Silk's become a very, very good role player in that side. He's been consistent for a long time.
Yeah, he was fantastic. Same again last year. He probably averaged 20, but had just really important innings throughout. And then this year, I think he averaged over 40 with a strike rate of about 150, which he's never done in his whole life. So he's the first person to tell you he's doing that too.
And do you get a lot of pride watching Josh Philippi then going through the Sixers system and then going and playing for Australia and New Zealand? That must be a real thrill for all of you, particularly having seen him develop so much.
Yeah, well, we came through at the same time, and obviously he's done something a little bit better than me. But he's an absolute freak. You throw balls to him at training, he's doing things you wouldn't even want to do. He's reverse sweeping Sean over to the nets at 140 mile an hour. You're like, what are you doing? I'm just trying to play bat on ball. So they're obviously at a different league, and they're just remarkable to see him go to the next level, to be honest.
What's it, in your personal case, what have you done over the last 18 months that's got you, and congratulations on playing your games this season. I know you're quite self-deprecating, but it is an enormous achievement. You've made an enormous amount of runs for UTS North Sydney. What have you done to get yourself that level? Has there been one thing or just a series of things that you've got? I know most people don't like focusing on themselves. Please, if you
So
can.
mine's more I think, more of an interesting story, because when I was young, coming through the grades, I put a lot of pressure on myself, and I wasn't actually that good. I had maybe had something about me, but I never actually had big years, and I actually gave up cricket for about 18 months. And when I came back, I was sort of carefree. I didn't care how I went, and that sort of freed me up. And that's all I've sort of been trying to live by, is whatever happens, happens. I don't get nervous. If I get out for a duck or I score 100, it's great, but there's no pressure. I think to where I've got to, I've been very lucky, and I sort of got runs at the right time, I guess. But that's pretty much all it comes down to, is just having a clear head and not really putting any pressure on myself. So if you're young and not sure what you're doing out there, just don't care about it. It's just a game. So that's the only thing that's changed. There's nothing. I haven't trained harder. I haven't done anything. I've actually had a horror 12 months. I've been injured. I've played 5 games of cricket all year, so I've had a pretty bad run. But I'm very, very lucky to be here today.
That's a really interesting story. How does it feel to be part of a side that are back-to-back Australian champions? And again, it's always great to see the Sixers go well, but what was it like? What's it like winning a grand final in the SCG?
Yeah, it was honestly, when I was out there this year, I was one of the best water boys going around, and going across the sidelines, just embracing it. I've never been a part of a situation like that in the grand final, where the crowd's chanting. I think there was 25,000 people there, but it felt like there was 100,000. It was just remarkable. I took a minute just to embrace it, but you can't experience it. Even not even playing, it was just a next level hype I've never really been a part of. So to go back to back last year or the previous year, I don't think we had 8,000 people in a rain-affected match, so you didn't really get that buzz at the ground, where this year there was 25,000, everyone was going nuts, and it was just a feeling I'm never going to forget, to be honest.
There's a guy, you mentioned him a few minutes ago. I want to ask you about the three-peat in a minute, but there's a guy you spoke about who's had an outstanding season in all forms of cricket, and that's Sean Abbott. You've played alongside him, and you've played great cricket against him when he plays for Parramatta. Is Sean Abbott a good enough cricketer at this stage to play Test cricket for Australia?
Yeah, 100%. I think there's not much to either playing state cricket to playing for Australia. It's just consistency. If you can hit the ball at the top of the off, doesn't matter what pace you bowl, you can do it. He started to do that. I remember when he was young and fiery, we played against each other in under 19s, and he told me he wanted to put me in the hospital. So he's come a long way from there, trying to injure people, bowl fast. He's now just hitting length and doing his job. I dare say he'll be playing for Australia probably in the next Ashes series.
That's great to hear. It's always good to have New South Washington playing for Australia. Although some other states will say when you get a blue cap, you get a green cap. Are the Sixers in a position to make it a three-peat? I mean, I think that most people here will probably say, of course they, but can a three-peat be done? It would be enormously difficult. Are you confident it can be done?
Yeah, I think so, 100%. I think we've got a very similar group, and that's what you really want. If we've done it 2 in a row and we've got the same team, well, why not make it 3? I think there's a really good experience of youth and experience, so I think that's what's going to be the big difference. And if we can keep DC again, I think we've potentially locked him in. I'm not too sure, but if we can have him again, Moses, Sabah, all these guys, I wouldn't be surprised if we had 3 people.
Be interesting if you get some more West Indian Test cricketers coming back to play for you. I see Jason Holder this week took another 5 for playing for his country. So
Yeah.
no, that was a really interesting for me that Holder's such a genuine bloke. So most people wouldn't realise that being on the outside like we are.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being so honest with us. It's been great to talk to you. You'll come back later on and present some awards. Please thank Justin Abendano.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Just check our time here. Oh, we are going okay. And ladies and gentlemen, we'll have some entree being served shortly. We'll come back to you in a little while. Please enjoy. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we'll continue to go through the entrees being served. Welcome back. Okay, I believe one of our next two guests on the stage is going to have to be brought up here, if I heard right from one of my country colleagues, with a forklift, but we'll see how it goes. This weekend we'll see the entrance and Terrigal match and playoff for the 2020-2021 first grade premiership, and we welcome members of both teams who are in the room tonight. I'd like to call the two captains, Jeff Hemming and Alex Patterson, to the stage to discuss their big chances for the day. Jeff Hemming and Alex Patterson. Guys, I'll just ask some questions and we'll go from there. First of all, congratulations. Was there a time, perhaps earlier in the week, that you thought this game might not be played?
Yeah, I've got to say, on Sunday morning when I went to Duffy's and the covers were floating into the creek, I kind of had this feeling at the bottom of my stomach we probably wouldn't be playing much more cricket this year, but the weather's coming out nice today, so see what happens on the weekend. Hopefully Deezy can get down there and prepare something nice for us.
Jeffrey, did you at one stage did you think it wouldn't be going ahead, or were you reasonably confident of getting some cricket in?
Oh, when you see the water and people driving jet skis down that road, it's sort of a bit, you don't know, but everything looks fantastic today, doesn't it? Boys have been out past Tuggerah and it looked dry, and they've told us that they've cut it and got a roller already on it today, so everything full steam ahead.
I think the drainage is pretty good. I think they've set that place up pretty well, and it's fascinating because it's right next to lowlands and whatever else, but I reckon the drainage is pretty good.
Yeah, it's fantastic though.
Jeffrey, your guys going at no changes, going in, I would imagine fully fit and ready to rock and roll, I'd imagine. You've got a very talented side. You both have, actually. You've got lots and lots of match winners. But you're, as per program, all ready to rock and roll?
Yeah, pretty settled 11 we've had most of the year. Everyone's fit, ready to go, preparing as if it's going to be as normal.
Inspiring comments, Jeffrey. They're having a bit of fun. Alex, again, this is the third grand final for the guys this year, and again, pretty settled side.
Yeah, third grand final, so something special will happen this weekend. We'll either get a win or a three-peat. I don't think anyone's ever had the three-peat loss, so fingers crossed I can make history as a captain. We're pretty settled. Lloyd Radcliffe is playing in the New South Wales Open, so we'll be death riding him pretty hard. Hoping he can have a pretty shit round on Thursday, and we'll lock him in. But if he makes the cut, then he'll be unavailable, and Austin Haber will come in for him. So yeah, fingers crossed. Lloyd has a pretty bad day out tomorrow afternoon.
That was an average round you just said, wasn't it? That's what you said, or did you say another word? Yeah, I wasn't quite sure.
I'd like to see him at probably ranked about 125 tomorrow, just so I know he can't fight his way back down under. That'd be nice to see.
Guys, having seen the deck that you're playing on and seen quite a bit of cricket there this year, when it's right, it's a very good deck. You're obviously hoping for a really good. You've just played a grand final on it a few weeks ago. It is a very good cricket.
Yeah, it's a good ground. The facilities there are awesome. I think we saw when we played there in the one-day final against Narara, it's important you hit the right lengths, and as a batter you're patient. I think if we look at the three, actually we're playing at the other ground at the back.
Oh, okay.
From the T20 final.
Oh, right. I'm sorry, I thought it was a 12.
That's a bit of a shocker, that one. But no, Deevesy is pretty good, so I think it'll be a good wicket. We played there a few days in a row at the Rep Carnival, and there were some good scores there, and there was a bit there for the ball, a bit there for the spinners, so it should be a good game of cricket.
Jeffrey, in your side, there's a few guys that have had some exceptional seasons, but it is a deep side, and there's a lot of guys you can turn to bat you, who can bowl for you, who can bat for you, get you out of trouble. It's a very deep side, isn't it?
Yeah. I caught up with a very good friend of mine, had lunch the other day, Mark Shelley, and we were talking going back before probably most of them were born, when we first won, which same as these boys did about 2 years ago, and they had a side of just raw talent and just amazing ability. I think this year we're starting to see that they've learned how to play cricket and they're all working together and playing as a team. And you know, even last week in the semi-final against them, when we were in a bit of trouble, there was no one sort of backed away. They all put their hand up. We're all quite happy to sort of get involved and wanting to be there. And you know, I've sort of pushed them and challenged them and sort of you know, let them not just sort of good's just not good enough if you can be better. And I can't be any more proud of the way that they've stood up to that. And I think, you know, numbers sort of show that. There's 4 or 5 of them averaging over 40 and 3 of them the top 10 wicket takers. So, you know, I can't be any more proud of them. And, you know, just hope that we just stick to the game plan and get through it again on the weekend.
Yes, the performance in the final to grind out that sort of a score out and not leave any overs in the shed and whatever else was important. Just before I go over to Alex, you've had an illustrious career. You really have. You've been around a lot and played very, very good cricket. Are you still enjoying playing the game?
Yes, very much so, for different reasons. I was going to say...
No. I'm
Yeah.
asking a specific question.
No. When I was saying yes, I'm very much enjoying it, but more so watching these guys and being able to help them and learn, teach them, and more so than just me doing things. In the past, it was a lot about, you know, I think when you're younger and that, it's about what I want to do and what I want to achieve and and how I want to go about it. And this year, I've really enjoyed it. Just seeing the talent these boys have and them watching them grow and learn and playing cricket has been why I'm so much enjoying it, and you know, see the results and the time and the effort that they put into to get those results is fantastic as well. So, you know, from that sort of thing, it's great. It's been a great learning experience for me as well too, to look at cricket from a different way and how to go about it. And you know, I guess that's what sort of got my love of the cricket back again too, to be able to involve that and sort of feel that I can make a difference in a different way if it's not, you know, batting or keeping anymore.
Thank you. That's a really interesting point you make. Alex, you're clearly enjoying coming 3 grand finals, making, and a round of applause for Alex Patterson making his New South Wales country debut this year. Fantastic. I was actually privileged to be there, and I'll tell you, I don't think there's ever been anyone proud to play for New South Wales country. I really mean that. I thought you really, and he did a good job. He was very solid over his performances, and I sincerely hope that you're there again next year, mate, personally. But facing more on the team, you've got a very, very good bowling attack, very deep bowling attack, varied bowling attack, and it's a matter of, you know, grinding out runs, and a bit like what the entrants did in the semi-final. That was a finals type performance to ground out that many. No one starring in the day, but everyone chipping in. Your side's going to have to do the same thing.
Yeah, like I think a lot of teams probably look at us and look at our bowling attack, especially around our fast bowlers, like Josh Bridge, Nick Toohey, Jamie Bryan, James Kennedy, all do a great job with the ball for us, and they've had great seasons. But if I look at our side, I think there's some batters there that really have a lot of talent and potential. Ryan James has had a great season. Lloyd Radcliffe's got a lot of ability, and some of our young guys are starting to step up, and Zach Peters and Josh Toohey. And I think I'm really looking forward to the weekend and how those guys can hopefully step up and play. I think they've got a lot of talent. They've worked really hard all year, and I'm looking forward to how they kind of step up and perform, because there's nothing more exciting than playing, especially a 2-day grand final. You work all year for it. I think it's the competition everyone wants to play in, and these young guys, they've got a lot of ability. They're probably not as highly looked at as some of these entrance guys, but you know, from my perspective, I think there's a lot of talent there in our batting, and hopefully we can surprise a few people on the weekend.
Guys, thank you so much for your time. All the very best of everyone, on behalf of everyone here. Thank you for your time, and sincerely from all of us, have a great weekend. May the best side win, and thank you again for your time this evening. Thank you. Thank you, Jeffrey. And also, just before we go on to the next part of the presentation, I could congratulate the premiership winning teams from the weekend that has just gone. Well done to all of those sides for winning premierships and winning silverware for their clubs. It's now time to present the Champion Player Award. If we could ask Marion Williams, the CCCA executive member, to come to the stage to present this award, please. Hello, Marion. The Champion Player is awarded to the best player in each competition based on their performance throughout the year. Points are awarded for runs, wickets, catches, stumpings and runouts throughout the season, with the player with the most points at the end of the season announced as that competition's champion player. Just before I hand over to Gary, we've moved the Central Coast Cricket banner, so the photo goes over here, just on the left on stage, please. Over to you, Gary.
Thanks, David. The first grade one-day champion player. In 5th position, Tom Owen, Narara, Wyoming. 4th position, Callum Ranger, Wyong. In 3rd position, Adam Taylor, The Entrance. In 2nd position, Blair Lindsay, Lisro, Arimba. And the winner of the first grade one-day champion player is Chris Archer from Northern Power.
Marion, please don't go. Thank you. All right, come over here. Oh. Gary, over to you.
The first grade T20 champion player. In 5th position, Brock Hardy, The Entrance. 4th position, Dylan Robertson, Kincumber Avoca. 3rd position, Simon Keane, Warnervale. In 2nd position, Adam Taylor, The Entrance. And the winner of the first grade T20 champion player, Caleb Daly from Wyong.
Just 1 second, please. If we could ask Glenn Rowlands to come to the stage, please. The next award, is the CCCA Glenn Rowlands Shield Under-21s Champion Player. The champion player for the Under-21s tournament this year, to be presented by Glenn, is Tom Hibbett. Snoop, you can stay here, please, mate, when you're finished. Okay, no. You just want to photobomb, Glenn, is that what it is, isn't it? The women's B-grade champion player. The women's B-grade champion player for this season is Bonnie Leard. The women's A-grade champion player. The A-grade champion player in the women's competition for this season is Jacinta Crawford. Apologies, I've read something a little bit strange, incorrectly on this sheet. So over to you, Gary, for the Masters over 40 champion player.
Thanks, David. The Masters over 40s champion player. In 5th position, Joel Corbett, Southern Spirit. 4th position, Mark Laird, Wyong. 3rd position, John Toohey, Terrigal Matcham. 2nd position, Ash Hardy, The Entrance. And the winner of the Masters over 40s champion player is Scott Bratley from Terrigal Matcham.
Gary, over to you for the 8th grade champion player.
8th grade champion player. In 5th position, Mark McGowan, Warnervale Blue. 4th position, Kobe Goldie, The Entrance. 3rd place, Jonah Tuati from Kincumber Avoca. 2nd place, Jake Wanner from Narara, Wyoming. And the winner of the 8th grade champion player, Troy Martin from Warnervale White.
Gary will now read out the 7th grade champion player.
The 7th grade champion player. In 5th position, Zach Smith from Warnervale. 4th position, Richard Frost, Brisbane Water. 3rd position, Joshua Selms, The Entrance. 2nd position, Jared Blackman from The Entrance. And the winner of the 7th grade champion player is John Thu from Brisbane Water. Unfortunately, John can't be with us tonight.
And Gary will now read out the 6th grade champion player.
6th grade champion player. In 5th place, Benjamin Shaw, Lisrael Rimba. 4th place, Rodney Hill, Warnervale. 3rd place, Braden Binney, Wyong Gold. 2nd place, Michael Nakul from Northern Power. And the winner of the 6th grade champion player is Chris Nakul from Northern Power.
Well done. Thank you, Marion. Thank you very much. Snoop, if you could stay, please, sir. Gary will now read out the 5th grade champion player award votes.
5th grade champion player. In 5th place, Charles Berry, Wyong. 4th place, Chris Rowan, Narara, Wyoming. 3rd place, Shannon Thomas from Lisarow White. 2nd place, Brad Watson, Brisbane Water. And the 5th grade champion player is Sumit Kalia from Lisarow Rimba Black.
Gary will now read out the 4th grade champion player award.
4th grade champion player. In 5th position, Atu Bonavono from Northern Power. 4th position, Andrew McRae, Kincumber Avoca. 3rd position, Steve Handel, The Entrance. 2nd position, Grant Binns, Narara, Wyoming. And the winner of the 4th grade champion player is Grant Radcliffe from The Entrance. He's actually from Terrigal Matcham, I think. Gavin. Sorry, Gavin.
Gary will now read out the 3rd grade champion player votes.
The 3rd grade champion player, Sean Robson from Wyong. Fourth place, Jack Bailey from the entrance. Third place, Craig Marks from Northern Power. Second place, Ash Roach from King Cumbrevoca. And the winner of the third grade champion player is Joel Ryan from Brisbane Water.
Gary, the second grade champion player award.
The second grade champion player in fifth position, Jason Pereira, the entrance. Fourth place, Jason Buckley, Lisro Arimba. Third place, Matthew Day, Wyong. Second place, Philip Anderson, Narara, Wyoming. And the winner of the second grade champion player is Martin Graham from Warnervale.
Gary, just before you read out the first grade votes, please note that the first grade champion player is actually here this evening. Over to you, Gary.
The first grade champion player in fifth position, Josh Bridge, Terrigal Matcham. In fourth position, Brock Hardy, the entrance. Third position, Simon Keane, Warnervale. Second position, Dylan Robertson, King Cumbrevoca. And the winner of the first grade champion player, Adam Taylor, the entrance.
One more for you, Snip, just one more. And Gary will now go and read out the first grade Doug Fagan highest score of the year.
The Doug Fagan first grade highest score of the year goes to Liam O'Farrell of Southern Spirit with 111.
In front of the banner, yep. Congratulations to all champion players, and thank you very much, Snoop. Thank you very much. Gee, there's some interesting jeans that have been worn onto this stage this evening. It's been fascinating. I'd like to call CCCA Executive Member Jack Wilson to the stage to present some awards for us. The Club Administration Award is presented to the club which demonstrates excellence in performing their off-field duties and responsibilities. Points are allocated on a weekly basis. The winner for 2020-21 is Narara, Wyoming. Like to call Rachel Stewart, the chairperson of Narara Wyoming Juniors, to the stage to collect this award. And you'll see on these screens next to us the final standings for the Administration Award.
Just before we continue, can we have a bit of silence in the crowd, please? A bit of respect to the award winners, thank you.
The Alan Davidson Cup is a knockout style competition in first grade, with the last year's victors holding the cup in round one. If you win, you keep the cup. If you lose the cup, then it goes to their opponent. This keeps happening until the final round, with the holder of the cup in round 16 being declared the winners. The winner of the Alan Davidson Cup for 2020-21 is the entrance, To accept the award on behalf of their club is their president, Rob Gray. The club championship award is based on the on-field performance of each club. Points are awarded on a sliding scale from each first grade point being multiplied by 15 down to 9th grade, whose points are multiplied by 2. The winner of the club championship award for 2020-21 is the Entrance. Once again, to accept this award, please welcome the president of the Entrance, Rob Gray. Jack, thank you very much. And you'll see the club championship table on the screens to my left and right with the point score. I'd like to call on James Smith and Alex Patterson to come to the stage to present these awards, please. Good to see you both again. The Central Coast Zone Academy Awards are presented to the Academy squad members who shows the commitment, leadership, fair play both on and off the field during the Academy program. For the Male Academy Award, over to you, Gary.
Thanks, David. The Male Zone Academy Award nominees: Jack Houston, Harrison Townsend, Nick Toohey. And the winner of the Male Zone Academy Award is Jack Houston.
And over to Gary again to announce the Female Academy Award.
The Female Zone Academy Award nominees: Alicia Bates, Emily Cross, Grace Dignam, and Sophie Shelley, and Eliza Thompson. And the winner of the Female Zone Academy Award, Grace Dignam.
That the CCCA decided to bring in more recent times is the Hall of Fame. Unfortunately, due to last year's Alan Davidson medal evening being cancelled, we announced our first 6 members into the Hall of Fame. Tonight, we announce our next 4 inductees into the Hall of Fame. Over to you, Gary.
The 7th inductee to the Central Coast Cricket Association Hall of Fame is Mick Baker. Unfortunately, there are no records from the former Wyong District Cricket Association available to give an accurate tally of Mick's statistics. A news item in the Newcastle Morning Herald dated 1st of March 1937 refers to Mick scoring his second double century, 217, of the season, and brought his aggregate of centuries to 6 out of 7 innings, a total of 976 runs. The double ton versus Tuggerah took 120 minutes. The cricketing ability of Mick is unsurpassed in the Wyong area. Between 1936 and 37 and 1949-50, he scored 10 first-grade tons and 3 first-grade double centuries. He was selected in the John Bull Shield and District Colts team, won the district batting average in 1956-57 and won 5 first-grade premierships in the Wyong District Cricket Association for Wyong, East Wyong and Tuggerah. He was awarded life membership of the Wyong District Cricket Association in 1962 and life membership of Wyong Cricket Club in the same year. The current 6th grade premiership trophy is named in his honour. He represented in John Bull Shield numerous district Colts team versus Sydney Club Colts team, Hunter Valley Colts. He represented New South Wales Country versus Metropolitan, the SCG, in 1933-34. In 1932-33, he was selected as wicketkeeper in the Northern New South Wales Country team versus England, scoring 21 and 50 at Newcastle Sports Ground. Mick played in Sydney with Western Suburbs Club for 4 seasons, winning a Poivin and Grey premiership versus Northern Districts at the SCG. The records that Phil Dales has gathered is limited, but still show the outstanding cricket ability of Mick Baker, and he has certainly left a mark on Central Coast cricket history. Mick Baker, I'm sure you'll all agree, is a worthy inductee into the CCCA Hall of Fame. Arthur Clifton. Arthur was born on 24th of October 1903 in Lisarow. He played for Narara in 1920-21, then transferred to Lisarow Cricket Club in 1921-22, and also played for Niagara Park in 1926-27. He played a season with Northern Districts in the Sydney competition, returning to play a game for Narara and finally Lisarow Arimba. In 1928-29, Arthur set a first grade record of scoring 1,265 runs at an average of 74.7, including 2 double centuries and 4 centuries, and taking 104 wickets at 8.08. This was the first and only time the double of 1,000 runs and 100 wickets in a season has been achieved. Arthur was transferred to the Riverina in 1937 in his job with the Department of Agriculture and returned to live on the coast in 1958, where he finished his cricket career with Lisarow in 1962. He played 231 matches across the 3 clubs, scored over 10,000 runs, averaged 46.2, 24 hundreds, 37 50s, also took 819 wickets for good measure at an average of 13.97. He had a best of 9 for 26, best match figures of 16 for 43. On 54 occasions he took 5 wickets in an innings, 12 occasions 10 wickets in a match. He also took 135 catches. He played for Northern New South Wales versus England in Maitland, also played against the rest of the New South Wales Country 11 at Bathurst in 1932-33. He captained numerous Gosford rep sides versus a number of Sydney clubs. He represented our local Colts team versus the Bradman 11 and the Stan McCabe 11 at Wyong in 1931-32, and also represented the John Ball first 11. Remarkable statistic, certainly a testimony to him, and Alex Clifton being inducted in the Hall of Fame, a very, very worthy choice. Ladies and gentlemen, Arthur Clifton. The next inductee is Barry Olsen. Barry played his first full season of first grade in 1961-62 and played a total of 39 seasons. He played in 8 first grade premierships, winning with Narara, Wyoming, and captained 2 premiership winning teams for Lisarow Arimba in 1979-80 and 80-81. Barry played in the Sydney competition for Paddington in 1963-64 and 64-65 before returning to Narara, Wyoming the following year. Barry played a remarkable 428 matches. He scored 5,959 runs and took 830 wickets and 192 catches. He achieved 10 wickets in a match in the first grade on 2 occasions, and on 38 occasions 5 wickets. His best bowling figures were 9 for 81. He represented our district Colts, Hunter Valley Colts, the Emu Club, the John Ball Shield, winning the competition bowling average in 1972-73. He also represented numerous Gosford, Wyoming districts first 11 sides that played the touring teams. He won the district first grade bowling average on 3 occasions and was named Gosford District Colt of the Year. Barry was a right arm seam swing bowler who had an uncanny ability to move the ball late in the air and also both ways off the seam. He was an integral part of Narara, Wyoming's success in the 60s and 70s, and he's becoming a life member of that club. Barry Olsen is surely a worthy inclusion in the CCCA Hall of Fame. Ladies and gentlemen, Barry Olsen. And our final inductee for this year is Ross Steele. Ross began his cricket career in 1966 at the age of 8 for Yamina Woy Woy Junior Youth Club and played 32 seasons of cricket. He played his first first grade game in 1973 for Yamina and his last game in a first grade final for the Entrance versus Tukely in 1998. He was a right-hand high-order batsman, played 247 matches. He batted in 200 first-grade innings and scoring 6,507 runs at average 40.37 with a higher score of 211. He scored 10 first-grade hundreds and 32 half-centuries. He also took 138 wickets, an average of a touch over 17, and took 111 catches. He captained Jemina to 7 first-grade premierships through the 80s and 90s. He played seasons with Mossman and Gordon in Sydney, and also played for Footscray in Melbourne. Ross was the recipient of many awards. He won the first grade batting average in 1986-87, In 1978-79, he won the New South Wales Country Cricketer of the Year, the Hunter Valley Colt of the Year, the Emu Colt of the Year. He won the John Bull Shield batting average on 3 occasions in our representative competition. Ross was respected as a player by all his opposition and was very competitive. He was consistent, confident, elegant player who commanded fear and apprehension amongst all who played him. His ability to change a game with an aggressive approach was well known, and his leadership of the many talented United teams he led was precise and calculated. Ross Steele, another certainly worthy inductee in the CCCA Hall of Fame. And ladies and gentlemen, those are our 4 inductees. As was mentioned earlier on, we'll be having a separate function in coming months where we'll celebrate the induction of the 6 last year plus the 4 this year. So congratulations to all those Hall of Fame inductees.
Thank you, Gary. If we could call David Smallman, current life member, to the stage to present the new life members of the CCCA with their life membership pins. Tonight we have the honour of awarding 2 great ambassadors of Central Coast Cricket with a life membership of the CCCA. There are currently 31 life members, and tonight we're honoured to have current life members Mr Phil and Mrs Diane Dales, Mr John Gifford, Mr Colleasy, Mr Dave Smallman, John Moriarty and Mr Bruce Shelley with us tonight. Let's please acknowledge our life members' attendance. Thank you very much for being here. The first new life member tonight is Glenn Rowlands. As a player, Glenn commenced senior cricket with Narara Wyoming Club in the season of 71-72 and went on to accumulate a total of 266 matches, 16th most matches of any player. During his playing career, he was distinguished as one of the greatest players to play for Narara and was considered a figurehead for the club. His playing statistics for NWCC are extremely impressive, boosted by the fact that he played a large majority of his career in first grade. 9,523 runs, 13 centuries, 58 50s, 189 catches, multiple major award winner across numerous seasons. Regarding his contributions in an administrative capacity with NWCC, his record is also exemplary, having, however, being a committee member, selector, first grade captain, vice president, and he was made a life member in 2018. In addition to this, Glenn has served as club coach since 2010-11, producing strong results across all grades. However, his additional support to the first grade team has far exceeded expectations of the coaching role and has been critical to recent successes, being grand finalists on 6 occasions, winning 3 premierships and semi-finalists on 1 occasion. Glenn also spent a number of years at Mountains Carry-On Club as a club coach and player. From a Central Coast cricket point of view, Glenn's contributions have been as a player, board member, representative coach, district selector, regional director of coaching, manager of the CCCA Centre of Excellence and CCCA delegate to Country Cricket New South Wales. Glenn has also been manager and coach of New South Wales Country and has been awarded New South Wales Country Coach of the Year on 4 occasions. Anyone reading this long list of achievements that Glenn has amassed would agree that Glenn Rowlands is an extremely worthy recipient of a life membership honour of the CCCA. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome Glenn Rowlands as a life member of the CCCA. Congratulations. I've just got to do a couple of quick questions with you. First of all, I don't think anybody here would, when they read what you've done in cricket, I couldn't think of anyone more deserving of becoming a life member. You're an ornament to the game. You've been, ever since I've met you, you've been fantastic to deal with. It's always great seeing you at cricket, and the influence you have on your players is enormous. And I know a lot of your former players keep in touch with you. It is a privilege to be in the same ground as you at all times. I'll let Glenn say a few words.
Thank you, Dave. It's a real honour and thrill to be awarded this life membership of Central Coast Cricket. I'm very proud to walk in the footsteps of the current life members and the ones that have gone before us. I think I worked it out today that I think it's 52 years that I've been involved in local cricket, starting I think, when I was 9 playing. And through that time, I've enjoyed making friends with people that I've played with and against. Through my coaching, I've met a heap of great people. And through administration, you just end up with lifelong friends. I'd also just like to thank my wife for supporting me through all the time that I've been away with cricket stuff. Also, I'd like to devote some of this to my dad, who I lost a couple of months ago. He'd be very proud tonight. And also, it's very special to receive life membership with my cricketing big brother, Greg Smith. We've been through a lot, and it just makes it a little bit more special to receive something with someone that you've played so much cricket and been involved with for so long. So thanks very much, everyone. It's a great thrill. Thank you.
Well, Snoopy, that's what you deserve, mate. A standing ovation. In 1965, we played a grand final across here at the Graham Park. I've still got the big paper clipping at home. Sitting up in the grandstand, I guess as about a 10-year-old boy, was Snoopy Rowland, watching his favourite side go round, Aurora, Wyoming. And from 10 years of age till whatever you are now, Snoop, I've admired yourself, the way you've conducted yourself, and the way as an outstanding cricketer. And your father would be absolutely elated with this presentation. Eric Rowlands, who himself was just a great cricketer and just a phenomenal man. And this is the boy that followed in his father's footsteps. Congratulations.
I'm not usually lost for words, but it's a bit hard to follow you two. That's superb words, and well done, Snoop. Congratulations, sincerely. The second life member is Glenn's great mate, Greg Smith. As a player, Greg commenced senior cricket with Narara Wyoming Club in the season of 67-68. During his playing career, he was distinguished as one of the greatest players to play for Narara and was considered a figurehead for the club. His many achievements at NWCC include being president, secretary, committee member, club captain, premiership winning first grade captain, first grade scorer and manager for 15 years, as well as junior and senior coach, mentor and supporter. He was awarded Clubman of the Year on 4 occasions and Sportsman of the Year once. As a player, he won 5 first grade premierships, made 7,881 runs, 144 wickets, 122 catches, 276 matches, 12 centuries and 37 half centuries. Greg represented the Gosford, Wyong District and Central Coast Cricket Associations for many years. During his time as a GWDCA representative player, he captained the John Bull Shield team on multiple occasions. He represented the Emus and also played Hunter Valley Colts. Greg also represented country during the state challenge carnivals through the 1980s. It was a carnival held between country and 3 metro teams. Greg has carried out various roles with both junior and senior representative teams for the past 15 plus years, either as a manager, scorer or bus driver. He's also been a committee member and district selector. Greg also served as a New South Wales country selector for 11 years. As can be seen from this long list of achievement, Greg has contributed significantly to the Narara Wyoming Cricket Club, country cricket, and also Central Coast Cricket. Greg is a very worthy recipient for the Central Coast Cricket Association Life membership. Greg Smith, this is your time, sir. Come on up to the stage. Hello, great man. How are you? Congratulations. Again, extremely well deserved. I won't say too much here, but having known you for such a long time, it's just a privilege to be on the stage to see you rewarded as you should be. Greg, please take it away.
Thank you very much, David. And you wondered how you were going to follow Glenn and Dave. How am I going to? Yeah, 1967 till 2019, 52 years. Lots of things have happened in that time. I remember when I first started playing cricket, there was under 13 and under 16 comp in the juniors, and the seniors only went down to third grade. So there's been quite a bit of progression since then, and I've enjoyed every last minute of that. And from the first year I started playing, I ended up playing with Gosford Wyong, as it was called then, and have been involved one way or another for pretty much all that time as a player and coach and selector, and probably more famously as a bus driver. I look around this room and I see a terrible lot of talented young fellas that I've driven to all parts of New South Wales at some stage or another, and had a wonderful time doing that, and really enjoyed watching you guys ply your trade at the highest level in New South Wales. I remember one carnival I went to, one of the smart aleck parents from, I think it was from Southern Spirit, said, only in Australia can the bus driver be the chairman of selectors. But that was the case. I'm totally honoured. I pretty much lost for words. That one of the things that really amazed me and honours me was the fact that in being nominated for this award, I was nominated by Chris Becker from Wyong, who I've known for a long time, and Darren Bates from Marimba, who I've known for a long time. People from completely different clubs. Everybody knows that I've been in Aurora, Wyoming for 50 years. And that was very humbling to me. I thought, how good's that to be nominated by two guys from two other clubs, and two wonderful blokes they were too. Having done all this, did it with my, I don't know whether you call him my little brother or as my brother, Glenn Rowlands. We sort of a half-baked running country cricket there for a while. He was the coach and I was selector, and we were pretty much getting what we wanted, and it was all working well. So, and as Glenn said, I've got to thank my lovely wife Diane, because I spent a terrible long time away from home amongst all that. And it's not easy. It's not easy for her. She's got to look after the dog on her own. Anyway, I'm totally humbled. I'm totally proud, and I'm just thankful to have been given this honour. And thank you all very much.
Greg Smith. I've got to tell a story about Greg. Greg, to most of the younger people here, of course, is the elder statesman. I feel proud myself because both these boys are Aurora, Wyoming cricketers. We're life members. But to be a life member of an organisation that is run like this, and that bloke down the back, that Gary Kavanagh, honestly, this is like a corporation, the way this is run. The whole setup, the whole presentation. I've been to many corporate gatherings, and this is like a commercial corporation. And honestly, the day that Gary Kavanagh came on board Central Coast Cricket Association, he transformed this whole operation into a voluntary business, I might call it, because the bulk of people that run it, of course, are voluntary. Getting back to our recipient, and that's what I'm here for, Greg Smith was the youngest bloke to go touring to New Zealand with the famous Narara, Wyoming Cricket Club, and it was on that tour that he got introduced, or he introduced himself to the world famous elderberry wine. Now, it didn't, I don't know that Greg remembered much about it, but it was only probably 4 years ago we had a reunion of the people on that cricket tour. He was the youngest on the tour, only a young fellow. He brought along a bottle of elderberry wine that he'd sneaked home. Congratulations.
Thank you, David. Congratulations to our new 2 life members, Greg Smith and Glenn Rowlands. Main course will now be served, ladies and gentlemen. Could we turn the music? Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to move ahead with the remainder of our evening. It's now my very great privilege to call the Regional Director of Coaching and three-time baggy cap wearer, Scott Birkinshaw, to the stage. The Bradman Cricketer of the Year award can go to anyone in the Bradman Cup squad that showed their commitment to cricket on the field during the carnival. Gary, could you please announce the nominees and winner?
Thanks very much, David. The Bradman Cup Cricketer of the Year nominees are Bailey Lidgard, Finn Newell, Tom Noble, Lachlan Shedden, and Daniel Thompson. And the winner, the Bradman Cup Cricketer of the Year, is Bailey Lidgard.
Thank you, Scott. Congratulations, Bailey. If we could have Lauren Smith please come to the stage. Lauren's going to be kind enough to present a couple of awards for us. And welcome. Great to have you here. The Young Cricketer of the Year awards can go to anyone in the under-19s programs around the Central Coast. Gary, over to you.
The Young Female Cricketer of the Year nominees: Alicia Bates, Grace Dignam, Sophie Shelley, and the Young Female Cricketer of the Year is Alicia Bates.
Gary, if you could introduce the nominees and winner of the Young Male Cricketer of the Year award.
Young Male Cricketer of the Year nominees are Tom Owen, Nick Toohey, Harry Townsend, and the Young Male Cricketer of the Year is Nick Toohey.
Lauren, thank you so much for doing that for us. Thank you. Please thank Lauren Smith, ladies and gentlemen. Now, if I could ask our resident BBL champion, Justin Avendano, to come up to the stage to present a couple of awards, please. Welcome, mate, Mac. Welcome back. Gary, could you please intro the nominees and the winner of the Female Representative Cricketer of the Year?
Female Representative Cricketer of the Year nominees: Beck Callan, Jacinta Crawford, Rochelle Davis, and Tegan Kavanagh. And the Female Representative Cricketer of the Year is Tegan Kavanagh.
The Male Representative Cricketer of the Year trophy is named after Frank Baxter, who had over 50 years involvement with cricket and in particular representative cricket on the Central Coast. He represented New South Wales country in the late 1930s and filled the role of selector, tour manager and supporter throughout his time. Gary, the nominees and winner of the Frank Baxter Male Representative Cricketer of the Year, please.
Male Representative Cricketer of the Year nominees: Kane Harmsworth, Alex Patterson, Dylan Robertson and Harry Woodhead. And the Frank Baxter Trophy for Male Representative Cricketer of the Year goes to Dylan Robertson.
Congratulations, Dylan. Justin, thank you very much for your assistance, mate. Thank you very much. Now it's time to announce the CCCA Club Volunteer of the Year. If we could call the Area Manager for Greater Hunter, Neil McDonald, to the stage. Welcome, sir. Good to have you here. The Volunteer of the Year award recognises the significant contribution volunteers make to not only their club but also the sport. Each club was asked to nominate a person who they believe has made a significant contribution to their club. When your name is called, could you please come to the stage to accept your award and then remain on stage? Gary, over to you.
Club Volunteer of the Year nominees: Alex Searle, Brisbane Water; Gavin Robertson, Central Coast Grammar School; Veronica Brown, Kincumber Avoca; Greg O'Donnell, Lisarow Arimba; Sue Jordan, Narara, Wyoming; Kelly Jolly, Northern Power; John Ridley, Southern Spirit; Scott Cameron, Terrigal Matcham; Rob Goldie, The Entrance; Adam Ruskin, Warnervale; Richard Mear, Wyong; and David Paul from the Central Coast Cyclones. Before we announce the winner, can we put our hands together for all the Club Volunteers of the Year nominees, please? And the 2020-21 CCCA Club Volunteer of the Year, Kelly Jolly of Northern Power.
Just come and have a quick chat with us. Congratulations.
Thank you.
It must give you enormous pride what the Pink Stumps Day has become. And not only that, it's not the only thing that you obviously with that long list of achievements, but tell everybody here what it's been like being the focal point of this and for what it's become for your club and for the community.
Well, firstly, this award goes to everybody at our club that helped out on Pink Stumps Day. It has become a huge day for not only our club but also our local community. We just thought that it would be a little day and everyone would come out and we'd play a game of cricket and raise a few dollars, but it's turned into a huge event. It's been so fantastic, not only for us and the club and the community, but also for the McGrath Foundation.
Just a few notes here. Kelly came on board for the 2021 season as the social director of the club. The appointment led to this appointment happened after a very successful Pink Stumps Day in 2020, which Kelly organised. She managed to raise over $10,000. $10,000.
That was the first year.
I know. This year she has exceeded all expectations and doubled that figure, so more than 20 grand, which is an astonishing achievement. And given how difficult that was with the COVID pandemic, Tracy Bevan got involved this year, the head of the McGrath Foundation. Kelly organises these events but arranges all the other social engagements at NPCC. And she's the go-to girl for any jobs that need doing in the club. That's what the notes say. I'm not being sexist.
I'm a mad woman.
Yes. But she's tireless in her efforts, and the club would not be the same as it is without you. So sincerely from all of us here, and I'm sure your club is extremely proud, congratulations on a very, very well-deserved award.
Thank you. Thanks very much.
Would you thank all of our nominees, please, for Volunteer of the Year? If I could now call Mr. Peter Davidson to the stage and Scott Birkinshaw as well to present the Alan Davidson Medal. Peter Davidson, the cousin of one of Australia's greatest all-rounders ever, Alan Davidson, and also great to have Birko up here again. Welcome once more, Peter. Great to have you here. Now for the major award for the night, the Alan Davidson Medal for the CCCA Cricketer of the Year. Alan Davidson is an icon of the Central Coast who grew up playing his junior cricket in the Gosford competition before going on to become one of Australia's finest ever all-rounders. The Alan Davidson Medal is awarded to the player, either male or female, who has had an outstanding season, be it at representative or local level. Gary, over to you.
The Alan Davidson Medal Cricketer of the Year nominees: Alicia Bates, Scott Birkinshaw, Tegan Kavanagh, Alex Patterson, Dylan Robertson, and Adam Taylor. And the Alan Davis medalist as the Triple CA Cricketer of the Year for 2020-21 is Dylan Robertson.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dylan's had an outstanding season at both representative and local level. He was named in the CCCA Men's Team of the Year. He came second in the overall champion player for first grade this year. He was the standout player at the Open Men's Carnival, which was held at Tuggerah, in which he scored 145 runs at an average of 72.5, as well as taking 3 wickets with an economy rate of less than 4. That's all right, Dylan. These figures, however, do not do justice to his performance, as his partnerships with his great mate Harry Woodhead against North Coastal and Newcastle had to be seen to be believed. With the ball in the CCCA first grade competition, Dylan finished third in the regular season, taking 29 wickets at an average of 11.9. And with the bat, he finished 8th in the scoring 315 runs. An excellent all-round season from our Alan Davidson medalist. Dylan, come across and say a couple of words, mate? Come on, just quickly. First of all, congratulations on winning such a prestigious award. I'm sure you're very proud. Please say a couple of words. I'm not going to repeat what you just said on stage. So away you go.
Firstly, thanks for awarding it to me. It's a great honour to be awarded with this, with the prestige it comes with. Yeah, I don't know what to say, to be honest with you, Predators. Go.
I shall.
I was shocked.
Having witnessed a couple of your innings at Tugger in the tournament at Tugger in the country championships, you're outstanding there. You really turned on. It was actually it was the longest I'd seen you bat, and it were two complete. No, but that sounds rude. I'll rephrase. To see you play two very different types of innings. I think that we were talking earlier on privately about one of the innings you played, but one of the innings you and Harry just went completely berserk. And if Gary's right, I think you might have scored 112 or 115 off the last 10, something like that. Went completely crazy, and it was just great to watch. It really was. And the way you batted in that second game, got Central Coast out of a hole and batted beautifully, and it just showed the quality you've got. And you've always been a really, really good representative bowler. Every time I see you do it, and you've backed it up at club level. And what does it, at this stage of your career, winning this medal must be, I'm sure that you'll go back, and I know that your club mates are back there, but I'm sure you'll go back and reflect on what's been a very good year for you personally. You've got every right to be very proud. You've been consistent and been outstanding.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Obviously, it has been a good year for me, but be all and end all for me is winning comps. So, we see second grade guys. Hopefully, they're in the grounding, aren't they? No, damn it! It's been a while. No, who let me up here? In all honesty, there's no need for it. I appreciate the accolades and everything, but winning comps, and we've always talked about in reps, winning a rep carnival to the full, winning a country championship is the aim, and until we do that, I guess we haven't accomplished what we're aiming for. So that is the next thing for me. As a personal thing, yeah, I'm pretty proud of what I've become, considering where I was. But yeah, and I think as I'm a team person first and foremost, until I get to that point where we win a country championship, that is the ultimate goal for me.
That's a pretty fair point. And I know I won't ask you a question on this, but I will make a statement here. Please don't give up hope. I think that most people in the room would agree with me here that if there's a lot of people in this room that would like to wear a sky blue cap, you're actually one person in this room that deserves one. So from me, as someone involved with that side, and there's a lot of guys here that have represented New South Wales, it'd be great to see you there, and hopefully you can stick with it and get yourself a sky blue hat. Congratulations on being the Alan Davidson medalist. Please also thank Peter Davidson as well. Comes up and present the Alan Davidson Medal Award. It's lovely. Thank you, Peter. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes tonight's event. Congratulations to all the winners, and good luck to the first and second grade teams playing in this weekend's grand final. On behalf of everyone here who's organised a great night, well done to Gary, well done to Jack, the guys up in the sound, David, and also to Jade Birkinshaw, who's done a fantastic job as our trophy girl. On behalf of everyone here, good night, thank you.